Hello everyone and welcome back for the final time at the Summit of Time for Mortal Kombat 11. We are here at the Beyond the Summit studio and we are down to our last 3 players. We are about to go into losers finals between DR Gross and Dragon, and the winner will of course have the luxury of fighting Sonic Fox on that winner's side in grand finals. It has been a long time coming. We have had some great games even in this top 8. I mean, I say top 8, but it's been more than that today. It's been a long one, but it has been pristine quality. How about you guys?
Absolutely, a lot of game 5s, a lot of close matches, 3-1s, but a couple of 3-0s here of late. But Sonic Fox trying to make this look easy, but we all know that it simply is not. Fox is just playing out of his mind, and so are the two that we are about to witness. And this is a matchup that we might have the least amount of knowledge on.
Well,
okay.
Okay.
So
here's
he actually kind of plays Cassie.
No.
Chef, help us out,
aside
dude.
from that, well,
Help
first
us.
of all, I mean, we know these characters, right? But this is a very interesting result that we've got in this top 3 because every single match is a run back from earlier in the tournament. This was the winners finals match of Pool A.
It was.
That is true. That is true.
It was, and it wasn't a 3-1 Gross?
I believe so. Gross definitely won. I can't remember the exact score. And Gross, I mean, even here, they were sitting here earlier today, and Gross was in losers, Dragon in winners finals, and he's like, man, the only reason why you're in winners finals is because you didn't have to play me.
Right.
And Dragon's like, I know. But, I mean, obviously,
that's literally exactly what he said.
Yeah, he's not that unconfident, right? Like he definitely feels that he can win, and you know, it's been a whole day, there's a lot in between, so literally every single match, no matter what the results are here, is going to be a run back. Sonic Fox has already beaten both of these players in bracket today. This was his winners semis match and his winners finals match.
Back-to-back 3-0s for Sonic Fox.
Both with Jackie, so I feel like we're going to see Jackie almost no matter what.
Absolutely, and I see them at character select. I just want to point out that the nice little alien reference that's upon Cetrion said, you guys are going to see that here in a moment, but kind of a nice little nod to Dragon, who who had a nice burst into the scene.
I bet you didn't think you'd see me again.
You guys remember when Dragon used to rush down? Boy, those were the days.
Those were the good old days, right?
Wait. Dragon's controller lets him move forward?
It's actually kind of crazy how we knew him as this rushdown oriented player, and now all of us after Injustice were like, he's just this defensive wizard.
Well, I'll tell you what that goes to show, though. It goes to show that Dragon, it's almost like he understands how fighting games work.
A little bit. It's almost as if he's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you said you didn't know he could walk forward. I think what happened was eventually we got to Injustice 2 and he realized that he didn't need to walk forward, he could just try to rush forward. And so he's like, oh, this is how I'm rocking with this from now on. But, I mean, let's talk about each of these players, right, before they start. Dragon is one of the most solid, patient players that I have ever seen in any fighting game. And that man is so composed. He plays fighting games like almost like I feel fighting games are meant to be played. It's very much like you said, Mustard. He has a grasp on everything and knows, like, he's kind of like the ultimate of like a play to win, but in a very, very good way. Did you just split into 2 people or something? I don't know what just happened.
Wait, no. Noob Cyber, right? Noob Cyber. No, you go in front. You go in front. And then it's the.
This is weird.
And now there's 2 of us.
There's camera.
Okay, back in the middle. Back in the middle. All right. You ready? Yeah. All right, we're back.
Okay.
Eyes and everything.
I feel like I completely derailed your train of thought, Chef. But Dragon is very good at fighting games, I agree.
And then Gross is probably one of the hungriest players of all time. Almost nobody wants to win as much as Gross. I mean, they talked about it a little bit earlier. Back in MK9 days, he didn't even speak English. The only words that he knew were like money match.
Like we joke, but that's literally how it was.
That's actually how it was. And I think what that stems down to is the word I like to give Gross is the word confidence.
Oh, for sure. It oozes from him, dude. You can just feel it. He's just got that confident presence. But again, Gross, one thing that's Sonic Fox and Gross have been around for a long time. Dragon is what you consider one of the new school players, right? But I feel like it's almost a disservice just to sum them up as that, right? Like Dragon in his own right has done so much in terms of success. MKX, multiple characters, Injustice 2, like the list goes on. And Gross, I feel like Gross has never quite had the major wins that Dragon has, but Gross is always right up there.
And look at this helmet upon Elder Goddess Cetrion. She is wearing one hell of a crown right now. Here we go, guys. Losers finals, and it's Dragon drawing first blood with that wall. That's going to try to shut down approaches of Gross here. This is how Dragon likes to play. Very rushdown-oriented characters, because Cassie Cage is going to struggle zoning out Cetrion in this matchup. She cannot low-profile any projectile he's going to throw.
That must be a bit of a complete spanner for, though. As a Cassie player, you're used to that being your anti-zoning. But the thing about Cetrion is variety, right? She's a... Oh, no! Damn, straight away! My point was that she has so many ways to keep you away. She's got the flame, she's got the water from full screen, she has the rocks, and then she has her many buttons and limbs. And
that's an actual it's an actual neutral code. That wall goes up. It's active for 20-something frames. It might even be way more than that.
I don't know the frame count, but it's a long ass time.
It's out there. It's hanging out. It says press a button. I double dog dare you.
And then if you just sit there and wait, or like you finally try to move, it's just like amplified. Here's a blast.
That wall's so strong, Wildlings might hide behind it. Let's get into this losers finals here.
Whoa.
That might be my last reference
of
the day.
That was like a,
That was impressive.
I don't even know how to like respond to that reference.
Oh, there's the throw escape. I think Dragon now doesn't have to worry about taking throws into death for a little bit longer. But that's a confirm. And there's opting not to go for the meter spent, keeping the restand situation. But now we're going to see a full combo from Dragon. Going for the optimal. I like how Dragon has the confidence to go for those trickier combos.
Very tight stuff there on those combos for anyone trying to learn Cetrion at home. And there is the approach stoppage from Dragon. Those quick buttons of Cetrion with the range, and not going to be enough for the kill. But sending in the portal, looking for the big read for the
now, last
holder.
breath, we're only going to get one more way to prevent chip damage, and that defensive bar is gone. Gross has a mountain to climb, and now he's got nothing he can do.
And the wall's going to be there. Beautiful stuff by Dragon, taking a swift 1-0. We talked about how I think this might be a completely different Dragon than Gross ran into a couple of days ago. He has looked... I've never seen Dragon look this good in MK11.
I mean, this entire bracket
off stream, 3 weeks, but we've seen him play a lot.
This entire bracket off stream, when he's not playing, Dragon is just sitting there in training mode or playing casuals versus the players that have been eliminated. At no point today has he stopped playing and stopped grinding. He is extremely hungry, and both these players are looking for that run back against the Fox. They want revenge and they want to win the tournament. Oh, there's a full screen combo, and the teleport for the full conversion. That's actually insane.
Yeah, we've seen Dragon use the teleport raw like way less than he was earlier in the tournament. He used the teleport out of corners very much, and now he just almost only uses it for those conversion situations.
He also got very impatient a couple of days ago. You guys remember when situations got down to the wire, he rose to close teleport and either get burned or bet it all on a throw in those kind of situations. He looks a lot more patient today. Speaking of patience, well, speaking of the opposite of patience, Gross getting very offensive here and paying off, and that's how we think the matchup's going to go. How is he going to be able to handle rushing down Dragon with the buttons that Cetrion possesses?
What I see being a really awkward part of this matchup, though, is obviously what do you do against characters that thrive off of screen space? You put them in the corner. Where does Cassie get 0 damage?
Yeah,
in the corner.
I mean, the thing, though, is it's not necessarily like it's terrible. She doesn't get to launch, she doesn't get like 300 damage off of everything, but she still gets like nut punch conversions, and then she can start building up the triple amplified low blow crushing blow, for example. There's definitely a lot of pressure to be had in the cornerstone.
He's been careful of a crushing blow on Dragon as well, who's starting to throw out those 2-1-3s, and we know what happens off of that bad boy. And anytime Cetrion crouches, if she goes to the down 2 or that 2-1, I mean, anything can happen. Dragon looked like trying to take a round almost as convincingly as Gross was able to take round number 1. One last breath is gone. Not going to do anything. Usually on that string, he's very committed, not even the right word.
No, that's a word now. He's hella committed.
Hella committed, either into the shadow kick or into the up kick to try to bait someone trying to crouch it.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there are just so many options. That's one of the biggest strengths of Cassie.
But that low shot, it recovers deceivingly fast. Those kind of teleports, you're not always going to get a punish. Speaking of punish, Cat's impressive. You can see a full combo now there from Dragon, but breakaway used, bait it into a grab. It's like that classic MK11 mix-up, right? Mid or grab. Neutral crouching is so dangerous. Catches him for another time. Optimals. And there it is.
And unlike Jackie that we saw in Winners Finals, what is Cassie doing about blocked guys or half screen and on?
I think she can shoot her gun, question mark?
This is exactly what's going through Gross's mind right now, Chef.
With the question mark.
Oh, no!
Jeez! Oh my my lord, that is so dangerous. I feel like Cetrion's crushing blows are... You're not used to being so scared of stuff like that, right? I can't jump from full screen because this huge boulder is just going to fly at me for 30%.
Listen, I don't know about you guys, but on Friday we saw Baby Dragon and Blue Eyes White Dragon showed up here on Sunday. Oh my goodness, 2-0 right now for the young man.
Yeah, this is so different than we saw in the group stage. And interestingly enough, if this ends up as a win for Dragon, that's beautiful. That'll mean both of the players that were undefeated in group stage aren't going to be in grand finals.
Which is actually a bit of a shocker for me. You know, we saw Scar defeat Sonic Fox earlier. Gross. I mean, these guys, this is the first time they've played in the Summit, Dragon versus Gross. I honestly feel like the big adaptation here is Dragon spent the entire first game
Goodness.
just going for absolute keep away, and now he's spent this entire game just sticking out preemptive limbs. He knows Gross is playing frustrated, and he is sticking out those buttons to confirm, and he is getting them every time. But it's a combination of go in to do the damage, to catch the whiff punish on punish or counter hit for the crushing blow, the launch we just saw, and then when he's got the life lead, Dragon can then retreat back to the full screen game, and this game plan has given him that match point a lot more dominant than I honestly thought it would be. Dragon is looking unstoppable.
Perfect play right now. Like I said, make Cassie come to you because that gunshot's not going to be a factor. And he has been putting out those buttons to stop the approaches so well. And it's minimal risk. We're looking at Cetrion 1-1-2 being -8 with huge pushback half screen, 1-1 being -2. There's no downside to the buttons that he's putting out on the screen to stop the approaches. And the reward is back to full screen and quarter life damage.
And we did just see the flawless block on the wall amplify. And then the read that he wasn't going to amplify the wall. So far, these wall mix-ups this round not working out for Dragon, but he has to make the right reads on them eventually.
Counter hit suggesting that it wasn't punishable. Gross just pressed buttons on that block low and that was a punish though.
This would be some massive damage. The stand 4 gets a juicy little launcher here. It's so swaggy. Just do a nice little roundhouse and the juggle's still there.
Reminds me of MK9 Sub-Zero corner combos. You know, get the roundhouse, then extend.
Stand 4, little.
Still though, this is looking good for Dragon as he is less than 30% away from walking
in the same fashion!
Oh my days, Dragon with the boulder from downtown and not only game 2,
why wasn't
but game
Dragon
3?
this ballsy with these rock reads and rock, paper, scissors yesterday?
I was literally about to say,
was insane.
I think Gross just chose scissors.
Oh my goodness.
But you can actually see the demeanor from Dragon, even though he just very easily dealt with Gross, to be honest, in losers finals, which was not a result any of us were expecting. You know, one final shout to Gross.
Shaycon back there approving right there. Shaycon, what?
Shaycon.
Yeah, Shaycon. But no, Gross got incredibly far. He can be proud of his result here. You know he's gunning for, like, not even grand finals. That guy's a winner, right? He always wants to win the tournament. But third place in the Summit of Time is a great feat. The amount of players here that are just ridiculous. He can be proud of it. But Dragon, look at his face. Like, he is not relaxed in any way. He is staying focused. He's like, well, look, I've just beat Gross, but now Sonic Fox is coming up the stairs. I'll tell you what I think is a crucial factor here, though, is Gross convincingly defeated Dragon not yesterday, day before.
Friday,
right?
Couple days,
Friday. On Friday, convincingly defeated him. I know, obviously, 20 minutes and 2 days is a different time, but it goes to show that Dragon, you can't just beat him once and then just beat him again. Right? Dragon has just proved to all of us that losing to someone in tournament does not mean you will lose to them again immediately. And I feel like that is what makes Dragon so strong and a huge factor as to his dominance throughout the years, especially in MK. And again, you know, Dragon and Sonic Fox, they used to fight all the time in tournament. I feel like their biggest demon back then, especially towards Fox, was Dragon's, as he pretty much couldn't really beat Sonic in the mirror. That was the real defining thing, right? There was a character that Fox had for him that he couldn't deal with. Now, the question is, will Jackie be this game's character like that for Dragon? Or will Dragon make it work and not let that be the case already? Well, remember what happened with Dragon in Mortal Kombat X, where right near the end of the game, before Injustice 2 came out, that mental block was defeated in an online tournament where Dragon defeated Sonic Fox online. And even though it was an online tournament, that released the block.
Yes,
and then from that point
all
onwards,
mental.
Dragon was able to beat Fox, Sonic Fox, a fair few times after that in an offline setting. So, I mean, we're going into MK11 where, you know, you like to think perhaps that curse has been lifted already. We'll see what happens in grand finals, but don't count Dragon out so fast, I think.
Absolutely.